Could Dan Lanning be headed to Oregon? That's what one reporter is reporting over at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Chip Towers, who's been around the block for a while, is reporting that Dan Lanning is headed to be the next head coach at Oregon. There has been some pushback, um, however, uh, from 24/7's Oregon site saying that a source says at Oregon says the Ducks have not made any coaching hire at this time. The report of Dan Lanning being hired today is inaccurate. But I mean, I don't know. We don't know what's what yet. Having reached out to some folks, we've gotten nothing back, which is not necessarily a surprise. And I mean, I don't, when Chip reports something, I don't really suspect that it's wrong. So there could be some semantics going on here. That can happen sometimes. So not really sure which is reality here. But I'll tell you right now, to me, if this comes to fruition, I mean, listen, Dan Lanning is not going to be at Georgia forever. He is a charismatic young coach who has done a hell of a job for a long time at Georgia. And I think what one thing that Chip reported in this, and I'll do my best to put the link from Chip's article down below. One thing that Chip was reporting was that there was some back and forth about if Dan would stick around during the playoff run. Um, Run is a good question when there's only two games, but Chip's reporting that the official announcement will come Monday, and that Dan Lanning and the Dogs are negotiating whether the assistant coach will remain with the school through the college football playoff. Matt DeBerry has chimed in by text message, and here's what Matt has to say. He says, Will Muschamp has done a great job bonding with a lot of the defensive commitments. Not sure how many guys would open things up at this last minute just because Dan Lanning left. So right now we don't know that Dan Lanning has left or is leaving or will leave. He's been recruiting over the last few days, or this week, I should say. But I mean, completely would be reasonable for Will Muschamp to slide in as the defensive coordinator for the 2022 season if that were the case. Again, I mean, to me, if you were Dan Lanning, Kirby stuck around and fulfilled his uh, uh, end of the season, I guess, commitment. I don't want to oversay what Dan would have committed to or not committed to, but I think it's perfectly within reason that he would finish out with Georgia and then go coach Oregon. The interesting thing, of course, with all of this is that no matter if Dan leaves to go to Oregon or not, that's who Georgia opens with in the fall of 2022 in Atlanta are the Oregon Ducks, a team that certainly seemed like it was surging and is a program that has been one that's had multiple head coaches have success there, winning the Pac-12 over time. And I think if this is what happens, I think it's a great spot for Dan Lanning, honestly. Um, there's not a lot of, he's from kind of Middle Earth, as I describe it, in Missouri and Kansas area. There's not a lot of great programs or great situations there. Oregon is one of the true spots where you can be a national brand west of Texas. And there's not a lot of places like that. I mean, I don't think Colorado's that way. Um, I don't think, I mean, Oklahoma certainly with getting Brent Venables a more known commodity for them. But these guys really like Dan Lanning on the team. He is easy to deal with, I would say, um, and would be a good hire. I would have been, not, I don't think worried is the wrong way to put it, but someone needed to hire Dan Lanning. He is a good quality coach. It's always hard to know if someone can run a program or not. But I think that he would be a good fit, and it's a great opportunity. He should not pass up Oregon. If Oregon is pursuing him, he should take that job. Period. End of story. There's nothing further to talk about. What we can't know yet is for sure if this has gone down and is done. Chip's reporting that we won't know until Monday that it would become official. The folks at 24/7 Oregon site are saying that's that it's not a done deal yet. But I hear that a lot, um, in, in in reporting, and it's sort of semantics. It seems like to me sometimes, but you know, I would say that it sure seems like that is something that could be happening. It's also possible. I mean, it looks like Chip Kelly is also in the sort of sweepstakes there for Oregon too. And if that were the case, if I were UCLA, I would look at Dan Lanning. I mean, I just don't think Dan Lanning is going to be at Georgia for long because he's been successful and he's been a very good assistant coach. How he has not won the Broyles Award, I don't know what to say about that. Did I miss where he won it? Because I don't think he did. He's been a semifinalist a lot, but I don't think he's won it yet. So um, for Georgia though, um, to me it seems like they're well positioned to move forward. You're not losing an offensive coach, offensive play caller. That would be a different ball game. Okay, then you're talking about bringing somebody in that would not have a full understanding of things. Right now, to me, you've got two extremely successful defensive coordinators that are on your staff. One is Kirby Smart, and the other one's Will Muschamp. They're both extremely good. I don't think I need to repeat that. I mean, I think they have been exceptional defensive coordinators in their time. And, the defense at Georgia, Dan Lanning deserves a lot of credit for that. But to think that Georgia couldn't pick up and keep moving, I think is the wrong way to think about it or look at it. For me, this is big news on a Friday dump, and we'll just see what the future holds. I am not reporting anything. I am saying what someone else is reporting and giving my view from that. So before you go off and talk about what I've said, just make sure you listen to everything. I'm saying very specifically that Chip Towers from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution has reported that Dan Lanning is headed to Oregon. Uh, Someone from 24/7 is saying that is premature. Chip is saying that it will be announced on Monday. There's also been discussion of Chip Kelly going to Oregon. So I don't know, but I'll tell you this: if you're Oregon and you can hire Dan Lanning, I think that's a very good hire. If you're Dan Lanning and you can go to Oregon, I think that is almost the ideal spot to go to if you're Dan. And for Georgia, as far as all of this is concerned, um, you'd rather not have Dan Lanning leave, okay, for a lot of different reasons. But if you do, I mean, Will Muschamp has been very involved on the defensive side of the ball and certainly on the special teams side of things. But again, as Matt DeBerry, who covers recruiting about as well as anybody on this beat, he says Will Muschamp has done a great job bonding with a lot of the defensive commitments. Not sure how many guys would open things up in the last minute just because Dan Lanning left. There will also be a couple of things to watch for those of you who are really uh, into this sort of thing. If you don't see Dan Lanning in any images from this weekend's recruiting stuff, that will tell you that perhaps the Oregon thing is much further along than folks out west. Than people who are saying it's not the case might want to believe. So, what is reality and what is not? I'm not prepared to say right now. I know what's been reported, and I know that from my perspective, uh, some things could change for Georgia, but maybe not a ton. I got Chip's article down below. Make sure you check out what Chip had to say. And we'll see you over on the website, dogpost.com.